Okay, so I just wanted to post a little video, and this is for anyone who considers themselves to be FBA. And I wouldn't call it a message, more like just a bit of advice based on things that I've been seeing. I don't really be on social media like that. Like, I have an Instagram, but I'll like reinstall it here and there, just to like check my DMs or notifications or something. Then I'll delete it again. But I might scroll on there a bit, and like what I see, and I posted a video last night on my Instagram, which I don't usually do, but I was just so annoyed with all the lying that's going on. And I won't get into that, but if you're curious about that, you can go on my Instagram and check it out. But basically, I still see that a lot of people who consider themselves to be FBA, or that that is kind of resonating, what I'm saying? Maybe you curious about it, you don't feel like you have enough information. For one, let me address those people. So I see people who, like, they're in the comments, like, let's say it's somebody who's making a video and they're like, oh, the FBA stuff is stupid, they don't know what they're talking about, blah blah, they whatever. And then I might notice people in the comments who it resonates with, but like I said, they kind of speak like maybe they just need more information before they kind of like subscribe to it, or they have questions, what have you, stuff like that. What I would say to those people is, you're probably not like, and like I said in my last video, anybody who is saying it will tell you it is a knowing. It's something coming from within. The call is coming from inside the house. They don't need, me personally, like, I do see some people who, when they're defending, their position, their perspective or whatever, they'll reference some kind of source materials, like, oh, this, from this, document, or this history, or this book, or this. Like, I don't do that, because I got all my information through gnosis. If you know what gnosis is, it's a inner knowing. It comes through the soul, through states of unconsciousness, through direct understanding, being granted understanding, being given the eye to see things and understand things. It's a number of ways. If you know, though. So I came to my understanding through gnosis. So even if it's true that there is all this, information, this supporting evidence, I don't know it. So that's none of my concern. But like I said, I do see people who I don't know if it's that they feel like they need to, they may feel like me too. Like, they may have just that overwhelming, just knowing that you can't explain. But then maybe they do feel the need to defend themselves or debate or argue, and so maybe they took it upon themselves to gather this information. But of course there's going to be supporting evidence for the truth, if it's the truth, you know what I'm saying? But if you're somebody who this is not resonating with you because and you can't, it don't resonate, you can't align with it because of that, it's not true. And like I said in the last video too, there's a lot of people who think they're black and they're not black. The overwhelming majority of melanated people you encounter, they are not black. And that's why you have all these different narratives. Oh, black people think this, black people think that, black people saying this, black people saying that, when whole time those aren't even black people. Because black people actually been pretty quiet, to be honest. But yeah, so, and that's part of the advice I was gonna give. Like, I don't know how many of those people are actually black that I observe, but like, if you are, my advice is just don't get caught up in that. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up being misled and influenced by somebody who you think is black and they're not. But at the same time, if I know what I know, you're gonna always feel that conviction, and it's gonna always get you back on course, even if you get steered off course a bit. But like, work smarter, not harder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just don't even go down that road to have to do that. Cause yeah, like I said, we should be focused on ourselves. The revolution is evolution. That's another thing. I saw some people, man, there's so many deceivers. And the thing is, they don't know they're deceivers. They're being used. But let me tell you something that I know for a fact. There's not supposed to be an FBA movement. You don't need to be trying to get no kind of legislature done, change like any kind of reparations. You don't need to get white people. No people ever need to concede or give you anything, or like, you gotta understand, we never needed anybody to give us what is ours. The problem is people being under the misconception that humans are running this. They're not. What's within us is running this. And there's a lot of things that just by when you get the understanding that most people talking about black people, talking about black issues, even talking about FBA, are not black. Once you internalize that, that's gonna help your eyes see a little clearer. Then when you get an understanding that everything that's happening that you think is against us actually isn't, when you get that understanding, that's gonna sharpen your eye a little bit. And you're gonna start to feel less and less like there's something you need to do. You're gonna feel less and less, pressed or anxious, or what I'm saying? And you're gonna realize like, oh, okay, all I really need to do is just focus on myself, my own evolution. Because these people around you are falling. They've been falling. They've been falling for centuries. We fell with them. Make no mistake, we fell with them, but it's all by design. Because it's like, part of the design was to fall with them, but up to a certain point. And you'll learn eventually that there's a purpose for that too. It's kind of like, okay, all right, this is what we doing. Okay, but this is as far as we go though. You know, and you look down and let them keep going while they're under the impression that we're tethered to them. Okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna say because I don't want this to be long. But that, okay, you know, the concept of the tether. That's a term that's been floating around in FBA conversations when it comes to like you know, foreigners, people with foreign ancestry coming to America and, you know, doing what they do. But there's another concept. There's another layer of tethering that you need to understand. And another way that there's tethering going on is when we feel this need to convince them, to, you know, debate them, to argue with them, to prove something to them, to pull them in, to get them on board. You see what I'm saying? All these are tethers. And if all of those things are futile, what does that tether do? Just drag you down with them. That's the only option. There is no pulling somebody on a boat that doesn't have a seat. The only option is you getting tricked out your position. You going overboard and down with them, and the whole way down you like, no, because this and this and this and now it's like this, and no, but did you know that, and and the whole time y'all falling together and you done missed the boat. That's actually an element of the intention that they're unconscious of. It's an unconscious intention in what they're doing, along with all this misinformation, disinformation, and not only misinformation, but like a lot of it is just irrelevant. All these conspiracies and stuff like that, I'm telling you, we're at the point where it doesn't even matter if it's true. Like, what matters right now is you doing what I'm telling you to do, and that's focusing on yourself. But what are they gonna do though? They're gonna keep putting up this video. Hey, did you know this? Did you know that? Oh, what do you think about this? Ooh, let me tell you what I just found. Like, and if y'all anything like me, you know they ain't even saying nothing that you don't know already. So why even feed into it? This illusory awakening that's happening, that actually took place over a decade ago. If you were there, you know. Are they saying anything new? Yeah. This is an illusion. It's a repeated cycle. And if they're not saying anything that you don't already know, why even let it, you know what I'm saying, bait you in? I know sometimes some people, it's like when you know something, or you've been saying something for the longest, and then you hear or see other people saying it, it kind of, you're like, yeah. But no, you need to just be like, okay, I already know that, so maybe that's like new to them, and you know they need to, but I'm on to something else. And that's the point. Like, I'm not about to repeat a cycle that I already been through, because what is that? Is that evolution? No, that's getting stuck. Evolution is, okay, I went through this whole process. this whole, I don't went through these dark nights of the soul, this awakening, this learning all these things when it comes to the body, the mind, the soul, the just society, the world, metaphysics. It's like we did it already. So if you're somebody who did it already, what does that tell you? There's something else you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to go do it again with people who are doing it for the first time. You know what I'm saying? And who aren't really doing it. Cause I'm sorry. And I was saying this back when, during my awakening, about the people who, I'm like, aren't you a little early on your path to be positioning yourself as a teacher? Like, all of them are supposed to be students right now, but yet what they doing? Getting in front of a camera. Hey, did you know this? Did you know that? Those are puppets. Mindless puppets. They don't even know how to be students. When you're a student, you're quiet. You go in the classroom, who's talking? The students or the teachers? You know what I'm saying? It's an illusion. It's an illusion. So, like I said, focus on yourself. Advice that I can give, I don't want to give too much advice because I know how this works. Like, it all comes from within. All you gotta do is pay attention. All you gotta do is listen. All you gotta do is do what your own thoughts are telling you need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just the most simple thing: eat as best as you can. Eat as many living things as you can, meaning fresh, fruit, produce, any kinds of produce. And just as little processed stuff as possible. Fast when you can, periodically. Get sun gaze. Go out in nature as much as you can. And to be honest, that's a lot. That's actually a lot. Like, this thing, you do not need somebody sitting and feeding you information. You don't need somebody going fact, opinion, perspective. That's not what you need. You need to peel off layers, because the truth is under there. You don't need anybody piling more stuff on top of you. Those are deceivers who are like, and they're lost and blind themselves, and literally all they want is your freaking attention. Spouting all that nonsense. Like I said, I'll get more into it. Like, I'm still writing, doing a lot of writing. Also working on a website. And yeah, so point of this video is just kind of trying to point people more to themselves. Oh yeah, and just try to relax. Also detach from a lot of these just lies, because everybody's lying. There's nothing there's nobody you need to be listening to. That, like, you know what I'm saying? There's no info you need from any of these people. They lying. They lying about everything. They just want clicks and money and your attention. and to distract you from yourself. But yeah, so just relax. Find go towards whatever practices just kind of call to you, whether it be meditation, just sitting out in nature, sometimes just breathing, like just sitting and being present in your body, just focusing on your breath. Like, you don't even have to always close your eyes and try to, go into a meditation. Like, just be in your body, be with yourself. Give your what's within you space to lead you, to guide you. I promise you, what you need is right there. It's right there. It's been right there the whole time. You just got all these people dogpiling on you. You got to get them off. Get them off of you. All right, yeah, so that's long enough. 21 minutes. All right, till next time.